So welcome everybody to the map breakdown of Tag Der Toten, and just to get this out of the way right away, because I know a lot of people, every single time I make this, there's a lot of people confused like what the purpose of it, and I gotta say right away, it's nothing to do with any sort of Easter eggs. This is just giving you the general flow of the map, like what doors connect to which places, like where are the perks, where are the power switches, which is important for this map. Also, I'll show like vital things, like things you're going to use pretty much every time you play, like the shield, like the valves for this map, just the essentials. That's what this is. Just for there isn't any confusion, I just need to make sure everyone understands that. But with all that said, let's start breaking it down. We're going to start here in spawn or the docks, and we're going to go start to the right. So right here we have ourselves a zip line. This will take us all the way up to the lighthouse. The lighthouse, 4th floor. After that, we have a possible shield spawn along this thing. Now, I do have to say, I don't know the exact thing. I know it's somewhere leaned up against us, and if it's not exactly there, it's around that area, and that's for all parts that I point out, honestly, but that's the general idea. But anyways, next one we have is the Model 7X6, and don't ever buy that because it's garbage. But then we have the door to the boathouse, and this is on co-op is actually going to cost $750, but since I'm custom mutations on solo, you guys know how it works. But anyways, we're going to come back to this area. I'll just open the door for now, but we'll have to make our way back in a little bit. But after that, we have ourselves right here our first power switching. This map actually has 3 different power switches, so we're going to see a lot of that, just to let you know. We have 2 more to go, but that is our first one. Do try to ignore the zombies. But next we have another spawn location for the first shield part, and it's just going to be right there. Now there is one possible last shield spawn location, and it's going to be around this area, somewhere leaning on these rocks. So that'll be all 3 of your first spawn locations for everything. I'm not pointing out snowball locations, by the way, because no one cares. And they're too easy to find. Then we have ourselves the strive right here for 500, and yeah, you have it there. But then we also have ourselves a door, and this door was actually going to lead us to this underwater path to the I can't remember what it's called, the ice grotto. I can't. Yeah, it says on the top left right there. So you guys see, it'll bring you here, and that's pretty much going to go to the lagoon over here. But we'll make our way back here through different means. For now, just know that it's pretty much a door to the lagoon more than a door to the ice grotto, whatever. Anyways, make your way back here just because we don't want to miss the door. We have another door, and this will actually take us to the frozen crevasses. And in the frozen crevasses, we have a couple different things. And if we jump up here, we have a possible spawn location for the shield. That'll be right here. And then if we turn right around and jump over here, we have a mystery box spawn. This cannot be the first one, by the way. This just is a spawn it can move to. Then we have ourselves the shield part right here, right? And then down here, we have ourselves a first hermit challenge location. There's going to be a couple of those throughout this. Hopefully I don't miss them, because there's a couple in kind of like hidden places. Not really hidden, but not somewhere you walk through. But that is going to be one of them. I recommend doing that one. It has easy challenges, and it's just right there at the start. And all you have to do to go start them is by going and talking to the hermit just once. But anyways, make your way to the lagoon without actually having to open the door. We could actually just see our first possible pack punch spawn location. Of course, you guys probably know how pack punch works, so it's currently frozen, and yeah. But anyways, we have our last spawn location for the shield part. It's somewhere along here. Again, like I said, I just general locations. If you need it, like specific locations, then there's definitely a million shield guides out there. Let's just give you an idea. But anyways, go over here. We actually have ourselves a dynamite door, which you could only open by obviously using dynamite, and I think there's 3 or 4 of those in total on this map. But that one will actually lead you to the sunken path area, and we'll make our way around there because there's another way to get there later. But for now, just know that's the thing. I'm going to pop up a couple of these zombies. Then we have ourselves a sog wall buy. Very nice. Don't buy that unless you absolutely need to. And then we have your brew perk, almost called it. And that's pretty much it for the lagoon. But luckily for us, the next place to get to is completely free to walk through. And before we actually go there, there's actually, I want to show you both locations to actually get there. You could drop down here, or you could swim across. And either way, you could just swim over to the next area, which is going to be the Lighthouse Cove. And here we have a couple different things. We have ourselves the escargot walleye, and that's cool. Then we have ourselves a door. This will actually lead us over here to the cargo hold, and we'll come back to here, but I just gotta say this because it's kind of important, is that could be possibly the first mystery box spawn. I think there's 2 of them on this map. That one could possibly be one, but we'll get a better look at that in just a second. But regardless, we have ourselves this door heading up to the lighthouse, and when you open this door, it's actually going to open 2 doors, and we'll see the other side of this door in a little bit. But when you open this one, and I'll just give you a look, it opens on this side. We'll get a better look from it when we go around the other side, but for now just understand that it's a double door, so you don't have to open this one and that one. When you open one, it will opens up the other. So of course, that, like I said, that's going to lead you to the lighthouse level 1. But moving back this way, we got ourselves another dynamite door, and this is going to lead us to the beach. So you know, that's cool. Of course, again, you need dynamite to get those. Then we have ourselves another door, and when you open this, it's going to lead you to the Lighthouse Station. And we'll come back to this area just because we have missed areas back here, but a little cut right here just to get back to the other areas. And we've made our way back to Spawn Docks, but now we're going to, instead of taking the other path, we're going to go through the boathouse. And right here, we have ourselves a Mog Wallby. That's interesting. There's nothing really in this room related to normal stuff, but there is that room there. But of course, we have the extension of the boathouse over here, and we have ourselves a trap. Now, I'd love to play this for you guys, and I might edit it in, but just know that it's a lighthouse trap where that thing just beams the thing, and it's pretty cool. So a really cool looking trap. But yeah, that's a trap right there. And right here we have this area, which has an RK7, which I actually missed originally, but I just saw that now, so that's nice. But then we have ourselves a path all the way down to the I forget, the ice grotto, I believe it's called. And yeah, that's going to slide you all the way down there, but we're not going to go down there because we've already seen that area. But regardless, now we actually enter back into the lighthouse level 1, and right here we have ourselves the mystery box, and this one is the second mystery box. It could be your first mystery box. Like I said, it's the one in the cargo hold area back right there, and it's the one over here. Of course, I'm in custom mutation, so I have them all on just to show you guys all the locations, but just know that that is a couple of the spawn locations. Next, we have ourselves a shield spawn location that is wrong this wall. Again, not exactly sure, but just know that's the best way to figure out where this one is, that there's different levels, and on level 1, 2, and 3 is a possible spawn for it, but I'll show you guys each of them. But we're going to head up to the lighthouse level 2, and here we'll see ourselves the swordfish, and you know, that's going to be a thing. Next, we have another door, and this is going to lead us also to the lighthouse station. There's 3 doors to get here. You guys will see them all in a little bit, but just know that that is a thing there. But if we continue on this way, we have another possible spawn location for the shield, which it's actually not, but it's right here. And if you don't find it at the first floor, it's going to be right there. But moving on to the next door, or story, or level, whatever you want to call it, we have ourselves Lighthouse level 3, and in here we only really have, I guess, only the shield part location. It's right here, the last and final possible shield part location. That's going to be all of our 3 spawn, or all our 3 whatever they're shield looks parts. Oh my gosh, couldn't think right there. Anyways, we have another door. Guess where it's taking us to? The lighthouse station. But we'll come back here in a second. We still have to go up a little bit. And of course, we have this door, and this is going to open up to the lighthouse level 4. And it's also where you talk to the hermit. So this is somewhere you should go pretty early on. You should probably be making your way here. And like, that's just mainly where you should open before anything else. But anyways, we have ourselves a vapor wall by right here, and then when we step outside, we have a lot of zip lines. So you guys can't see where they're actually going to, but this zip line will take us to the cargo hold. It'll drop you in that hole over there, and it'll take you down to the cargo hold area down there. Next, we have ourselves a drop off. Guess to where? It's of course the lighthouse station, but we're not dropping down right now. But regardless, we have another one. This will take you to the facility up there. That's the only way to get there. And finally, we have one we can actually use, but I'm not going to use it, but it's a zip line to the docks. So you see that the one takes you there, and this one takes you there. So it's the only one that you go back and forth on. But regardless, that's about it for up here. Now we're going to drop down to the lighthouse station. Which, by the way, you don't have to actually open any of these doors to get to the lighthouse station. You can just open to the top and then drop down through there. Just a little epic gamer hint right there for you guys. But regardless, we have ourselves a mystery box spawn location. I don't believe that could be a first one. I think, again, there's only 2, but I've only played the map 10 times, so I can say, so I might just have luck and only seeing the 2 locations. There may be a third one, but I think there's only 2 with the information we have. But continuing to stay over here, we've already opened that door. Of course, this is where we came. This is where we opened from Lighthouse level 2. But regardless, when we entered here, we have ourselves a buildable table. I'm just going to go ahead and build the shield. You know, why not? It's because we already have it. Dropping down a level, we have ourselves the Mazu. And down here, we have the door from Call of the Dead, and nothing really else. But of course, we want to go ahead and make our way back up to the this other area up here. And this is, of course, where we'll find another hermit challenge. I've never done this one. I can't tell you if these challenges are worth doing or not, but that is another possible hermit challenge you have there. And this will actually lead us into the Lighthouse approach. And of course, no door needed to open here. And then we'll have the MX9 wall by right there. And from here, we actually have the rock that you have to give the hermit up top, or Pablo, whatever you want to call him. It has 3 different spawns. It has one, I believe, on this wall. Obviously, it's right here. Just shoot it off, pick it up. And then we have the last one right there. So 3 different spawns for that rock, and then you know, that's where that's going to be in the Lighthouse approach. But next, we have a door, and this will take us to the beach. And on the beach right away, we're going to see ourselves a mystery box. I again think that's one it can only move to, and I don't think it spawned there right away. But from there, we have the ICR wall by, so that's cool. And if we make our way all the way across, I recommend running across like this. Just a little epic gamer hint right here, just because you don't have to walk slow. But you have yourself a Thompson wall by, if you ever want to pick that bad boy up. But of course, after that, you have yourself another possible pack punch location at the old I guess oh my gosh, quick revive. But anyways, moving on to right here, we actually have this another hermit challenge location. I've never done this one either, come to think of it. I think I started, but you know, just never actually did it. But I couldn't tell you if they're good or anything, but you know, you could do that one. But next, we actually have ourselves another door, and this is going to take us to the gangway. And the gangway is actually a little complicated because it has, like, you could go through 3 different areas, but for now we're just going to look at it. This is going to be a door that'll open to the stern. We're not going to go there now. We'll come back in a little bit. We have the can right here, if you want to pick that up. And the cool thing about this gangway is that you could go all the way around. All this area is open to you right away. And you could have a buildable table right here, which is pretty epic. And then you have yourself a door back here that could open all the way to the main deck. But again, we'll come back there, and there's in a little bit, but for now we're going to go back. And there's another door we could open through here, and this is going to be another door, and this is going to open up to the navigation. But again, we'll come back there because, like I said, it splits off to 3 different areas, so I have to make up my mind to only go one place. But regardless, we're going to go take their way to the stern. The first door we open, and in the stern, we have a couple things. The first thing we have is the Bowie knife on the wall, but also besides that, we have ourselves a crank thing spawn, which is pretty important, so I decided to point it out. And we have our first spawn right here, and you can see it right there. The next spawn for it is along the wall somewhere here. Also, we have the soda perk at the very back of this boat. And then finally, we have ourselves the last spawn for the crank somewhere along this side of the wall right here. And you're going to probably see it along there. And that's about it for the stern. But with that, we're going to head all the way back up to the navigation. And in navigation, I don't think there's much going on besides this flinger right here. And this flinger will actually drop you to the Lighthouse station. Once you repair it, of course, you have to pick this up, give it to the dude, the hermit, and then bring it back, and that whole thing. So, you know, that's that. But of course, enter inside the room. In navigation, you have yourself a mystery box spawn location. Again, not a first one. We already talked about the 2, so from now I'm not going to stress that anymore. But we actually make our way up the stairs. We have the continuation to the stun deck, and right here we can actually put the crank on and crank it up. We're going to do this right away because we're going to need this to get to an area later. But just know that that's where you could put the crank on right there. It doesn't matter which crank there is, by the way. Well, while I was in the middle of looking through the area at the forecastle, I realized I missed this zip line, so a little cut in right here, just show you guys that there is a zip line here that will take you to the beach. Just wanted to point that one out, but regardless, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let myself continue. But regardless, going back this way, we have a flinger, and this one, I'm not explaining how it works because, you know, it'd take too long, but this will fling you over to the golden pack-a-punch. That's what that is for. But next, we have ourselves a door that's going to open us to the bridge. And in the bridge, we have ourselves second power. And second power is right there. You have it on. That'll open Pack-a-Punch for you also. Not golden Pack-a-Punch. You need 3 power switches for that, but regardless, that's going to open Pack-a-Punch for you once you go give the Hermit the blue rock. But anyways, a little cut here just to get back to the next area. And we've made our way past Gangway and back to the main deck. So in the main deck, there's actually something a little tricky here that we'll get into in a second, but for now, let's look at this wall buy right here for this garbage shotgun. Don't ever buy it, but I'll point it out for you. And we have a place where you can place the crank. We're going to get the crank in a little bit, but the little tricky thing, actually no, we'll get into that. Just give me one more second. But one other thing I want to point out is that you can get to the cargo hold for free from here, from right here, and also you could go drop down over here, but we're going to come back to the cargo hold in a little bit, so just keep that in mind. But you can jump down from there right away. But the little interesting thing about here, and I don't know if this is a bug or something, but if you try to open to the forecastle on this side, it costs 1,500, but it's a double door. So what that means is that it can open from 2 sides, no matter which one. If you open one side, it's going to open both of them. But on this side, it costs 1,250. So when I open the 1,250 one, guess what happens if we head back this way? The 1,500 one opens too. Not sure if that's a bug or what, but you know, if you're ever here, never open that side, always open this side just because it's cheaper. But anyways, both of them will lead you to the forecastle, and when we get into the forecastle, we have ourselves a spawn for one of the cranks, and we'll go put that crank in the location in the main deck in a little bit. But there's one of the possible spawns. But up here we have ourselves a little zip line that's going to take you to the Lighthouse 4th floor, and that's going to be epic. Going over here, we have ourselves another possible mystery box spawn location. Then, of course, you have this pot, which, you know, is probably going to be useful for the challenge we'll get into in a second. But regardless, we have ourselves another possible spawn for this crank that is, I think, along here or along this wall. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's here, though, honestly. It's right there. Possible crank spawn for it, just in this general area. Of course, if it's not there, I apologize, and, you know, there's quick guides out there. But regardless, we have ourselves the challenge. I recommend doing this one because it gives you a fire cell every time, and the challenges are very, very easy. And I really just like that one. Getting the soup is easy once you know how to do it. So I recommend doing this challenge if you guys are doing the Easter egg, because it's just one of the easier ones to deal with. But anyways, we have our final possible crank spawn location for this side, the forecastle, and it's going to be right on that thing. So it's that's going to be all of the crank locations for that. But then you have yourself an auger wall buy, and if you guys want to use the auger, then it's going to be right there. I just realized I missed a zip line at the sun deck. I apologize. There's one up there. I apologize for missing that, but regardless, we're going to go ahead and open this door, and this is going to lead us down to the artifact storage. And right away, we're going to see ourselves our soda perk. Or yes, no, it's our cola perk, excuse me, and it's going to be there. But there's not much else here. Like, yeah, there's this obviously for the Easter egg, but for normal stuff, there's just a door that's going to lead to the cargo hold, but there's already a free way to get there. But we'll come back to the cargo hold. Just know that door is going to take you to the cargo hold. But then we have a free fire door, so if you just shoot this, it's going to drop water on that fire, and it's going to be able to open it for you, and you'll be able to walk through it. And this will actually be another Pack-a-Punch spawn location, and I believe to be our final Pack-a-Punch spawn location that we've looked at. But yeah, so that's going to be that. Anyways, for the rest of this area, this is a sunken path, and the only thing that's really here for normal use is a GKS. This is going to be, you know, main Easter egg stuff with that is going to be a thing. You're going to have to open this, but GKS is a normal thing. And if you guys want to see the other side of this is, of course, the other side of the TNT or the dynamite door, and just pop that and it'll take you to the Lagoon. And that's pretty much about that. Hey, but making our way back from the sunken path and also all the way back to the artifact storage, we're going to have ourselves the door that I said earlier was to cargo hold. And in cargo hold, there's not much of anything except the Spitfire right here. There's like literally nothing down here. I don't think there's even a side Easter egg step down here, let alone, you know, normal stuff for the game, or even a main Easter egg step or anything to do down here. So that's that. So it's just a place down there, not really of anything of use. But cargo hold continues on over here, and yeah, you have a mystery box spawn location. And just like I said earlier, this could possibly be your first mystery box spawn location. This one, and of course the one in the lighthouse. So those are the two you're going to look for most of the time. But well, next we have ourselves a door that's going to take us to the hidden path. But real quick, just want to show you guys that this cargo hold does take you to Lighthouse Cove. Just wanted to make sure you guys saw that. But regardless, you have your, and yeah, the reason actually I showed you that before I actually move on is that because you may not want to open all the way through the beach and everything and like that, because sometimes you just want to get to this area. So take a shortcut through here and go through cargo hold like that. That's the reason I just showed you this way, because I'm just trying to get through the map most of it, but you know, as fast as possible. I mean, as efficiently as possible, but just know that this is a shortcut that you may want to take. But like I said, we're going to cut back over to Hidden Path, and Hidden Path is literally only one thing, and it's only the Maddox, and you know, that's going to take you there, and then this will drop you off in the beach, and you jump down here. But real quick here, I'm picking up the zipline handle, which of course is by turning on 2 power switches and then putting 2 cranks in, which I didn't show you guys me do the second crank, but you know, I did it off thing. But regardless, now we could go ahead and head up to the facility and the final area of this map. And right here we have ourselves the facility entrance, and there's a dynamite door here that's going to lead us to this area, and I'll explain the significance of this area because it's actually really important for a lot of different things. But this is definitely the #1 door you should blow up with dynamite, the very first one you should do. So again, like I said, I'll explain the significance when I get over to that side, but for now we can head over to this side of the facility entrance, and right here you have yourself a zip line to the stern. So go ahead and take that if you ever just need to get out of here, but of course there's another one to get out of here down there. But still inside the facility entrance to the security lobby, which is completely free, we have ourselves the Koshka, which is way overpriced, but you know, it's there. We have ourselves a door that's going to take us to the geological processing, and in here there's actually nothing related to this like Easter egg or there's side Easter egg stuff actually, or you know, but when you're playing the map normally, you're not really going to need it. The only thing of significance is the projector, so you know, that's a thing. But of course this is going to take you to the upper catwalk, but we'll come back to the upper catwalk in a little bit. But for now we're going to make our way back to this other door, and we're going to go ahead and open this door, and this is going to take us to the decontamination. Okay, I'm saying it wrong, but it's fine. But regardless, we're going to have ourselves this room, and the only main thing of significance is yourself the tonic perk. So if you ever need that, it's going to be right there. And from here, this is going to take you over to the upper catwalk. Once again, both of these doors take you to the exact same place. So if you need to get to this area, I recommend opening through this one just because the tonic perk is there. So you're going to need that, you know, more often than you're going to need that room. But regardless, being up here, there's nothing really going on there, so we're not going to really head that direction. But for now, we're going to open this door, and this is going to take us to the specimen storage, and we'll come back here again in a second. I know there's a lot coming back here because, you know, that's just how this map is. It's not as you know, I guess as round as the maps they've made in the past. But regardless, we have yourself a Titan wall by here. If you ever want a Titan, it's going to be right there. But going ahead and heading down to the bottom of this area, we have our door. Is going to lead us to human infusion, and there's really only 2 things here. I mean, there is the Samantha doll thing and the lockdown thing you do here, but the only 2 main things of significance is first the 3rd and final power switch, which are all really important. So if you need that, then it's going to be right that, or when you need that I should say, is going to need that. And finally, have yourself a mystery box spawn location, which of course, you know, is going to be that. But regardless, that's about it for this area. We're going to do a quick cut to get back up there. So back at the specimen storage, we have ourselves this area, and there's probably nothing in here again of significance that's not main, or I mean, there's main Easter egg stuff and like that, but for the only thing in the significance here is the buildable table and the last and final hermit spawn challenge. I've again never done this one, so I couldn't tell you how those challenges are. But regardless, this leads us to the loading platform and the last and final area of this, and the only thing I could say about this area is the zip line is going to take you to docks. So that's about it. That has to be side Easter egg. I'm not sure if somebody's figured anything out, but regardless, the last thing I want to say is that the reason why this is the one you should open is because of that flinger, because that flinger will have you open the heat, will have you get parts for the heat pad. But when you use a flinger, it's actually interesting. It could send you to 3 different locations, unlike everything else. All the zip lines in this game can only take you to 1 location. The other flingers can only take you to 1 location, but this one could rather send you to the that place. I forget what it's called, the crevasse, I believe it's called, something crevasse, or it could take you to the Lagoon, or it could take you to the Lighthouse Cove, if I'm not mistaken. So that flinger right there, unfortunately I can't get to because, you know, I'm on round 1 and I haven't got enough, you know, napalms. But regardless, I'll fling you to those 3 locations. But that's about it for this map breakdown. Hopefully it was exactly what you needed in all this. But if you guys did enjoy the video and was helpful to you, then definitely go ahead and do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff, and I'll catch you guys next stream video or whatever it may be, and laters, guys.